Hello and welcome to another episode of Trust Check. On Trust Check, we bring you weekly reports on viral claims that garnered a lot of reactions, leaving citizens asking so many questions. My name is Hajara Hussaini. Since the kickoff of campaigns ahead of the 2023 general elections, many promises have been made by the candidates and they have constantly reminded us of their track records in the past. However, they can't seem to stop coming at each other with false information. And that is why you should learn the simple act of verifying information before you share, even if it was said or posted by your preferred candidate, to help reduce the spread of fake news in society. Let's take a quick break. Welcome back. Today we take on multiple claims made recently that garnered a lot of reactions. The first claim was made by the Special Assistant to President Muhammadu Buhari on digital communications, Bashir Ahmed, via his Twitter account. He tweeted image of infrastructural facilities alongside a picture of the All Progressive Congress presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and a text portraying Tinubu's achievements when he was Lagos State Governor. One of the images contained a quote that read, "I built a modern state that could be a country on its own. I have led an administration that was so prudent, from 600 million naira in internally generated revenue to 58 billion naira a month. That is a record nobody can brag about." The image tweeted by the presidential aide suggested that it emanated from Lagos to show how Tinubu transformed the state infrastructure-wise, and the quotes attached were alluded from an interview with the APC presidential candidate in London. So Trust Check subjected the image to verification using Google reverse image search, which showed the image original location to be Bundaran Hotel in Jakarta, Indonesia, meaning the image depicted as Tinubu's infrastructural project in Lagos is misleading, as it was traced to Indonesia, not Lagos. In the second image, Tinubu also claimed to have tamed the surge from the Atlantic Ocean, which would have destroyed Lagos. The statement reads, "I have treated and tamed the Atlantic Ocean surge in Nigeria that would have perished many people in Lagos." Research revealed that the Tinubu-led administration in Lagos embarked on the reclamation of land submerged by water. However, that move has been criticized by environmentalists who observe that the water path has been encroached on, hence increasing flooding occurrences in the state. In fact, only recently, the Nigerian Conservation Foundation, NCF, raised the alarm that Lagos and other coastal cities that are less than 1 meter above the sea level could be submerged by 2050 if the surge from the Atlantic Ocean continues. Further checks show that 2 years ago, the Lagos state government was worried by the high incidence of ocean surges in its coastline and reportedly earmarked 36 billion naira to tackle the surge. The funds were meant for the construction of 18 groins at intervals of 40 meters between Goshen Estate and Alpha Beach, estimated to cost 2 billion naira. And with Lagos State still experiencing flooding coming from the ocean, it means the surge from the Atlantic Ocean has not been tamed, making the claim misleading. Meanwhile, in the third image posted by Bashir, Tinubu said, "The infrastructure renewal of Lagos is excellent." Infrastructure is one of the major benchmarks for measuring development anywhere in the world, and to verify the claim, Trust Check sought to ascertain the status of Lagos State among other cities of the world to see if its infrastructure and other indices of living are excellent as Tinubu claimed. So we looked at data compiled by the Economic Intelligence Unit, EIU, and Lagos State has been ranked 139 out of 140 in the list of worst livable cities in the world in the first quarter of 2021. This makes Lagos the second worst city to live in the world today. In ranking the cities, the report focuses on 5 broad categories: stability, healthcare, culture and environment, education and infrastructure. The EIU explained that the concept of livability is simple. It assesses which locations around the world provide the best and worst living conditions. Assessing livability has a broad range of uses, from benchmarking perceptions of development levels to assigning a hardship allowance as part of expected relocation packages. City officials and urban policymakers can use the ranking to benchmark target cities against the top-ranked cities. It is also worthy of note that Lagos is dotted by slums, many of which lack basic infrastructural facilities. So relying on this verifiable data, which ranks Lagos as one of the worst cities to live in, it can be concluded that the assertion that Lagos has an excellent infrastructure is false. Moving on, the second claim on this episode was also made on Twitter. The user posted a tweet suggesting that Reuben Abati, Arise News morning show anchor and former special advisor on media to ex-President Goodluck Jonathan, was arrested by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) for collecting 500 million naira illegal funds. According to the Twitter user, the funds were paid to Abati through the office of the former National Security Advisor, Sambo Dasuki. The author of the post tweeted an image of 3 persons, including Abati and former Minister of State for Defense, Musiliu Obani-Koro, saying, "This is Reuben Abati of Arise TV in EFCC custody for collecting 500 million naira from the Dasuki Arms Funds deal." Today, the same Abati works with Nduka Obagbena, owner of Arise TV, set with money meant to fight insurgency but complains about insecurity. In a bid to validate the claim, TrustCheck carried out a Google image search and found out that the image was cropped, as the complete image comprised of a group of 5 individuals, including a former Minister of Aviation, Femi Fani-Kayode. Although the Google image reverse search could not ascertain the exact location where the picture was taken, TrustCheck can only confirm that all the individuals in the picture at the time it was taken were members of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Based on the result from the search, TrustCheck can confirm that the author of the post manipulated the image to suit his narrative. Going further to verify whether Abati received the 500 million naira as claimed, checks revealed that in October 2016, the EFCC arrested Abati and Bala Mohammed, a former minister of the FCT who is now the governor of Bauchi State. Subsequently, the anti-graft agency revealed that Abati received 50 million naira from the embattled former National Security Advisor, Sambo Dasuki. Also, Abati reportedly told investigators that he expended the 50 million naira he received on media relations that had to do with the works as the media advisor to Jonathan. But when asked for evidence of how he spent the money, he reportedly said such details were not documented. Abati was neither charged nor convicted and was granted administrative bail by the EFCC. Following the information available, TrustCheck can ascertain that though Abati was arrested as claimed, the amount in question was 50 million naira and not 500 million naira, hence the claim is misleading. Now to our segment of Need to Know, we'll be looking at how BVAS will impact the upcoming elections. Established by the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, some of the functions of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) are to organize, undertake, and supervise all elections to the offices of the President and Vice President, governors and their deputy, members of the Senate, House of Representatives, and House of Assembly. INEC is also responsible for monitoring political campaigns and providing rules and regulations which shall govern the political parties, conduct voter and civic education, and promote knowledge of sound democratic election processes. The changes made in the newly signed electoral acts gave birth to the use of electronic devices such as smart card readers, electronic voting machines, and other technological devices in the accreditation process for voters and the general conduct of elections. However, one of the new innovations in the Electoral Act is the deployment of the Bimodal Voter Accreditation System, BVAS. The 2023 elections will rely on the deployment of technologies such as BVAS, INEC Voter Enrollment Device, and INEC Result Viewing Portal, among others. Let's break down what BVAS does. BVAS is an electronic device designed to read a permanent voter's card (PVC) and authenticate voters using fingerprints in order to prove that a voter is eligible to vote at a particular polling unit. It is a technological innovation created to intensify the transparency of election results and boost public trust in election outcomes. The usage of BVAS entails either using scanning the barcode or QR code on the PVC or voter's register, entering the last 6 digits of the voter identity number, or typing in the last name of the voter by the assistant presiding officer to verify and authenticate the voter. Similarly, INEC states that these technologies are solutions to some of the weaknesses in Nigeria's electoral management, such as falsification of votes at polling units, falsification of number of accredited voters, collation of false results, mutilation of results and computational errors, swapping of results sheets, forging of results sheets, snatching and destruction of results sheets, making a declaration and return while result collation is still in progress, and poor record keeping. The INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, said when the commission introduced BVAS last year, the compact device was intended to achieve 2 objectives. First is the verification of the genuineness of the PVC and the fingerprint or facial authentication of voters during accreditation. Secondly, to replace the Z-Pad for uploading the polling unit results to the INEC result viewing portal in real time on election day. BVAS also acts as the INEC voter enrollment device during voter registration. Its usage has also eliminated the use of incident forms during accreditation on election day. Nonetheless, there were cases of failed fingerprints and malfunctioning of the device in a few locations in the offside election in Osun State. However, the malfunctioned devices were fixed and in some cases replaced by INEC following escalations. Observers noticed that the performance of the BVAS in terms of the turnaround time in the 2022 Osun State governorship election was far better in Ekiti and Anambra State and the FCT area council elections. Furthermore, TrustCheck learned that INEC will be deploying a total of 176,846 BVAS machines for the February 2023 general elections, with an additional 17,618 BVAS machines for backup. Interestingly, in the case of an inconclusive election, Section 65 of the new Act provides that the decision of the returning officer shall be final as it relates to unmarked ballot paper, rejected ballot paper, declaration of scores of candidates, and the rerun of a candidate. The Act states that INEC shall have the power of review of such decision within 7 days. The tribunal or court shall also have a declaration and the power of review of such decision. It, however, provides for a rerun in the event that a presidential candidate is not produced with a 25% spread across the state, and the rerun is expected to be conducted within 21 days by INEC. While we bring you weekly reports on false information circulating on and off social media, a simple way to stop the spread of fake news is to verify any information before sharing them. Always remember that fake news causes damage with irreversible effects. For more details on the fact check, visit www.trustcheck.dailytrust.com and follow us on all our social media platforms at Trust TV News. Until I come your way next week, I am Hajara Hosseini.